well, that's about, like, if we talk about solo travel, do you have some tips? Like, what is the thing? What do you need to think of when you're flying by yourself or going to another country by yourself? Because it is different.
Yeah. It's country specific a little bit. I think if you're familiar with that place or you know the language or you've been there before, there's a familiarity.
Yeah.
But if it's totally new, like if I look back, I started traveling by myself when I was maybe 16, 17. Because again, those free flights. Thank you, Mom. And I would just come and do maybe like a week in Paris, or sometimes I would come with my mom on her flights, and then I would stay for a few days by myself, and then she would come back on the other, like go back and come back.
Yeah.
And she'd kind of scoop me up and I go home again with her. So I think for me, I love spontaneity, but as a female solo traveler, I think planning ahead is the best way to go. Like even now in my 30s, as confident as a traveler and experienced as I am, I like to at least plan the first couple days and the last couple days. And then have some room for flexibility and shenanigans and spontaneity in between. But then you kind of know, all right, the arrival and getting settled is sorted, and before your departure, you know, you have a kind of little base before you leave. And again, that kind of depends. How long are you planning to go?
It's more of a safety plan.
Is it just like I'm taking myself for a weekend somewhere, or am I going for 2 weeks, or am I going for 2 months? So,
But isn't it in this, like, if we should think of practical tips, if for solo travel, well, I never traveled by myself. Well, to London, but I have family there, so so you know, I'm by myself, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like a safety plan, that someone back home knows where you are, has
For
your
sure.
address.
Yeah.
You have someone that could possibly send you money if needed, like, you know, stuff like that.
So 2 things that are really practical that I find that's very important are never put all your important things in one place.
Never do
I've
it.
learned the
Never
hard
do
way.
it.
Make sure, I often have, if you want to steal my money, you got to grab for my boobs. They are in my bra.
Well,
okay?
now the world
But
knows.
now the world knows.
No, it's not always there.
But that's-
mostly I have
listen.
something there, something like spread out.
Yeah.
But also in the hotel room, because
Yeah.
you would be surprised by how much, not necessarily the staff or whatever, but just you would be surprised by how often you misplace stuff to begin with. So whenever you do, make sure to like put them in different places. Make sure that you take either a mental note or have it written out somewhere so you know where to find stuff again. And always check in to see if it's still there. Also, when you go outside, what I do is I have a copy of my identification. So a copy of my passport, a copy of my license if I need it. And I leave the
that's
actual
smart.
thing at home. I learned that from my dad because my dad is like my travel nomad guru. And he did it that way because one time his bag got stolen and then his passport got stolen.
I had the same
day before the
thing.
flight.
I went to Barcelona a few years back, and this is the worst because in that time I was in my burnout and I hit the depression phase. And I was a whole hot mess. But my girl, it was her birthday, and we have this tradition to go on a trip. So she was like, you know what? You really need this. So just let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Oh. Oops.
All good.
Let's go. So we booked the last minute trip to Barcelona. But mind you, I'm depressed and having major anxiety.
Yeah, your mind
If you
isn't
ever
clear.
went to Barcelona, the subway situation,
Huge pickpockets.
oh my God, and so many people. So I was focused on not having an anxiety attack. But in the first day, the first time we took the subway thing, the metro, everything got stolen. My money, my passport.
So
it was
often
the
in Barcelona
first
specifically.
day.
I saw a child get kidnapped in Barcelona.
Whoa, that's traumatic.
That was really intense.
What did you do?
Yeah, did you like scream or yell or?
So
Did you run after the
yeah.
kid?
I mean, and then there were more people, so it worked out.
my God.
In the end, like they got the child back, but at
That's
first. You just heard the family like crazy yelling that kid's name. So it was on the Ramblas, which is a famous square in Barcelona. And like the entire square was like, okay, we're on it. Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? And then we saw like someone walking off with that kid, and then someone ran, and it
Oh
all
my
worked
God.
out.
Yeah.
But I love Barcelona. I used to spend my summers 10 years in a row in Barcelona because my family has to work in Barcelona as well. Anyway, and every year you would see the craziest pickpocket situation.
it's awful.
They would cut it open right in
Yeah.
front of you.
Yeah.
They would do it right in front of you. 4 boys. They have a whole system.
Yeah.
Like,
And the thing was, when it happened to me, I felt something happening,
Yeah.
or it was like, I don't know, I just felt like, yo, look up.
And
so
you were lucky, 'cause a
so
lot of
I
people
had
don't.
my bag, and I looked up, and the guy was, I don't know, I think I was just a little too late, because something in me was like, look up, and I looked, but it was so busy, so much was going on, and I
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
in my
hectic.
clear mind at the time. So I was just too late. I saw the guy walking off, but what can you do?
Yeah.
It was
Always
oh
have
man.
your bag in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
For
much
sure.
as possible. That's another tip. I mean, my parents and my grandmother always give me this tip, and I feel like, oh, that's what old people do.
Yeah,
But
but it
honestly,
works.
always keep your bag
You
in
need
front
to.
of you. And another thing that's really important, if you're staying at a hotel or a hostel, make sure you get the business card with the address on it. Especially on your first few nights, you're not entirely going to remember. And if
Yeah.
you're planning to party, or if you're planning to just do your own thing, you never know how intoxicated you're gonna get if you drink. No, but it's not even
No,
funny.
or-
Like,
yeah,
if
but
you go
it's
on
true.
vacation, maybe you'll have a drink or two, and you never know what kind of stuff people put in your drinks, especially as a woman.
Yep.
And sometimes you're walking home alone at night, and you start to second guess yourself. And it's always good to have that card there, and to kind of navigate your way back home. And hopefully, if there are like good people, which we should always assume the worst, but also the best in people at the same
Yeah.
time.
Fine line.
Like, make sure that you have all your information of where you are. And another tip is always like I mean, I've been traveling for so long, but
Yeah.
another tip is have like focus points so you know where you are.
I
you
always
have to,
do that.
like get back. Yeah, traveling is fun. It's great, but there's so many things that come to play, not only in preparation, but also when you get there. So like I said, keep a copy of your passport on file. Just in case you lose your passport, you at least have that copy and you can identify yourself. It has happened to me before. Also keep a copy of the address or a business card of the place that you are staying, whether it's a hotel, a hostel, Airbnb, whatever, just in case you get lost, especially on them drunken nights, girl. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might not find your way back to your home during your vacation. Also, don't keep all your stuff in one place. Don't keep all your money in one place. Don't keep all your valuables only in your suitcase. Make sure that you keep them each in separate places so that, you don't find all of your treasures in one go. And just be mindful, don't just keep your handbag hanging or behind you. Make sure that it's in front. I can go on and on and on and on and on. If you need more tips, feel free to DM me. But before you go on your trip, ask your friends and family what they advise. Maybe they have some great tips and tricks that you wouldn't have thought of yourself. So preparation is key, not only before, but also when you are there on vacation or on your home away from home. If you're remote working in a different country, just make sure that you check everything off, that you're prepared, and roll with the punches.
Easier now.
DM
when
me
I
if you
was
have more
solo
questions.
traveling in the beginning, this was before the internet, before Google Maps, before any of that.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
had guidebooks,
Yeah.
like actual books and actual paper maps, and I was like the navigator while my mom is driving. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
when you learn sort of like the harder way, I think as an adult, then I was like, oh wow, the internet, that makes it so much easier. But talking about the hotels and hostels, I think that's a really good tip as well. If you're gonna try some female solo traveling, stay at a hostel. Even if you'd prefer, I like to book just my own room because I just feel like I'm too old now. I don't want to sleep in like a 6-girl bunk anymore. But I like to still stay at hostels, and there's so many. There's like upscale hostels now because when you're by
why is a
yourself,
hostel?
And there are also hostels just for women.
there's hostels
Yeah,
just for
true.
women as well. But I think it's just nice because you always have sort of like there's a hostel is like sort of like a communal place. So you have a nice downstairs area, or like by the pool, or a lounge, or a bar,
So it
and they
brings
have
a
activities.
safety net. Like
Yeah, but you can meet people. So you
yeah.
go downstairs and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you. Having a drink. And then you realize, oh, you wanted to go salsa dancing too. I have some great Barcelona stories of staying in hostels. And I made friends with different people. And I was like, well, I'm going to do a day trip here. If y'all want to come, I know I'm going to do that on Tuesday. And I wanted to go to this salsa club. If y'all want to come. And so I kind of found some buddies.
Yeah.
And once I started doing that in the beginning, but it really makes it so much better.
I'm sorry.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? We said the same.
No. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about my first solo experience, which wasn't that
Spill
long
the
ago.
tea, honey.
No, it's not that. I mean, I'm laughing at myself because I was staying at a hostel. I'm sorry to cut your story,
Yeah, that's
honey.
okay. It's a good tip, but I don't know.
It's a
Yeah,
great
it is.
tip. No, I was just laughing because I saw myself at that hostel, which was the first time for me staying at a hostel all by myself. And my first solo trip was to San Francisco. I had a business trip in New York, and I decided to. I was going
How
to
old were you?
California not that long ago.
Really?
My first completely
20s.
solo. Yeah, I was 25 or 26. So that was only like 4 or 5 years ago. As much as I like to be alone, and I always reiterate that, I don't like traveling alone.
No, me neither.
I
really.
like traveling with my friends, with my family, or with the house runners for our trips, whatever it may be.
But I
not
don't
alone.
like traveling in a group because I don't want to be dependent on other
You haven't been
people.
to our retreat
Yeah,
yet.
you need to join.
True.
That's my
Felicity.
only
True.
answer to that because you
I've
don't
been
love
on
being
3,
in
Facts.
just saying.
But
I just
why
need my
I was
space.
laughing was I got so shit drunk the night before, and I remember checkout at the hostel was like at 9 or something, and I just remember waking up like, where am I?
Oh my God.
At like 11, and I was like, what? And I was on the top bunk. I leaped.
Oh my God.
I leaped out of the bunk and I just ran downstairs like apologizing, and then I sat at a diner because I still had a few hours to go to catch my flight to LA because I was continuing to LA to meet friends.
Yeah.
And I was just at the diner with like sunglasses on and eating everything, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what did I do? But that was a fun trip.
Oh man.
Did
So
we
I
have
have one more tip though.
Yeah,
because
go
I
ahead.
think the House of Natoire fam wants to know, right? Another thing I like to do when I'm traveling alone is I'll book like a little, either a city tour, so like an eating tour, a walking tour.
Yeah.
Again, something that I'm totally chill to do on my own, but there are other people, so you feel a little bit safer, and also maybe you meet some cool people.
Yeah.
And now there's like Airbnb experiences. That's
Yeah.
really nice. And there's always a cool like food tour. Or, I mean, in my younger days, I did do a pub crawl in Amsterdam.
Why are you shy
I was
about
like
it?
18 because I remember
myself
too
a
much,
tourist.
unfortunately. But yeah, those are really good ways to connect with people. And again, I get your anxiety about group trips, but when you sign up for like a
No,
day
it's not
tour,
really anxiety. I know
not- it's-
myself.
you don't want to be maybe stuck
I
just
with
don't
people.
wanna deal with
You don't want to be
people.
stuck with people that maybe you don't vibe with, you don't know. But if you do just like an afternoon, a wine tasting or a food tour, you don't have to stay with them all
I
day.
vibe with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need
Sometimes
some
I
time
need
to
my
yourself.
space.
Yeah.
You know, I need some
Yeah.
time for myself, and not every group allows that. So I need to be
does.
Well,
sure.
again, like I
Join
said,
House of
I will
Natoire.
join the
House of
next
Natoire
trip.
retreat,
Join
and I will
us,
give you
join
all the
us.
space and all the community
I
at
will.
the same time.
But I experienced with a group of friends, well, the ones I'm going to Ibiza with.
Yeah.
We have that energy that we can do whatever we like. It's like, okay,
We
you want to
understand
go?
each
It's
other.
like
Yeah.
no or yes, and then you go with the group. And if you
Yeah.
don't
It's
want to go,
like
it's
that,
all
yeah.
fine.
We do
So
that,
that's
yeah.
what I love.
Yeah.
We always have like a day or a half a day interspersed where it's just
Yeah.
like, this is chill time.
Yeah.
We're going to get.
Now, you all know that I love to travel, and I believe that exploring different places, people, and perspectives is actually the best way to learn about yourself. So here are some of my top tips for female solo travel. First, you want to get organized. I like to use the Notes app in my smartphone or Google Maps to pinpoint specific locations that I really want to check out. This is something I love to do when I'm organizing travel guides for clients. Another idea is to plan ahead. Now, I like to book the first and last few days of my trip, and that way I have a little bit of room in between for fun, spontaneous adventures. If you want to stay social when you're traveling on your own, try staying at a hostel. Sometimes I book a private room, that way I have my own space, but hostels often have really fun activities, drinks nights, or co-working spaces, so you can meet and greet new people. Another fun way is to explore the city with a day trip or some kind of special tour like wine tasting. This is a fun way to meet other like-minded travelers. You never know, you might make a new friend on your trip, and it gives you an overview of the city so that you're ready to get out and explore on your own with confidence. It's really important also to respect the locals, so I like to try and learn some local lingo. I mean, just learning how to introduce yourself or how to order a drink, that's a really fun kind of way to break the ice and create some new dialogue with someone who was a stranger, but maybe they could become a friend. Now, when you're traveling alone, you have to trust your gut, okay? Especially for my other female solo travelers. You've got to be aware of the surroundings. And if a situation or a person is creeping you out, you know what's best for you. Just get out of there. If you're in the city for a couple days, you can try to order a city card. Some cities offer them, and it gives you a discount on transportation and different cultural sites. So you could order one for 24, 48, or 72 hours. Now, the last but not least tip is to get out of your comfort zone, okay? Don't go just to McDonald's. Go and try some local cuisine. Push yourself a little bit because travel is a great opportunity for you to learn, find new inspiration, and of course, grow within yourself. So get out there, explore safely, and happy travels.
Are you planning any trips for 2021?
I'm literally planning the trips, but if they can go through, that's a different question.
Okay,
But I'm planning to catch up on all the retreats that we had to cancel this year, and this year we had a new concept, which were weekend getaways within Europe, which I hope to start doing next year because we couldn't this year, and some new concepts as well. So
exciting.
Yeah, like if you have an idea in mind, please send us a message. We're here to cater to you. Please let us know what you would like in terms of a travel experience next year. Yeah.
Even if they're more low key, I do want to get out of the city.
Yeah, you want to get out and just get some energy. Another tip, a short tip, is check with your friends if they know anyone in that city.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
and
that's a good
that
one.
one is kind of also the foundation of House of Notoire and why I want to build this international community. Is that my friend one time said to me, and I was at this random country. I think I was in Taiwan. I don't know. And my friend said, "You know what? Whenever you travel, I never have to worry about you because wherever you go, you know someone. And if you don't know them, you find a way to know them."
Yeah.
And that has helped me time and time again, also in bad travel situations, which maybe we will touch upon later. But always ask your friends if they know someone, because then they are recommending someone from someone that you trust.
And you get the local experience.
And if you don't have friends that know someone there, holla at your girl. I will hook you up. I hooked someone up this morning, actually, that moved abroad for love during the pandemic. And she said sometimes it gets lonely. I asked her, where does she live? I'm not going to disclose that. And she said, I live so-and-so. And I was like, girl, I know exactly the people I need to hook you up with. And maybe she will have new friends.
That's nice.
So always ask if your people know some other people.
Yeah, I mean, traveling, you're going to get out of your comfort zone, right? So if you're not ready to embrace that, then maybe just do a smaller trip that's closer to home. And when you're ready to really embrace, like,
baby steps,
I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. I'm open to taking on some new energy and new experiences. To me, that's what it's all about. And I love that experience. I feel like I discover myself by placing myself in other places with other people and then seeing like, wow, I'm always learning something and new experiences are shaping me. And I think for sure I took that for granted as a kid, but looking back overall, like that 2,000,000% shaped who I am today.
For sure. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Did we have some audience questions?
Yeah, so the audience, we asked them as well whether they lived abroad ever before, for what reason. And most people did not move abroad yet, but are highly interested in doing so, even potentially next year. And other answers were they either lived abroad for school, for work, or for a gap year. Yeah. And some had the full experience, did all three.
That's me.
Yeah. And we also asked, like I said, whether they want to move next year. They said 60% said yes.
Everyone's like, get me the hell out of this
Yeah.
apartment. I've seen the same 4 walls for 9 months now.
So, I think that everyone is ready for a new experience and new surroundings. And maybe 2021 can bring that to people.
Yeah. I think
hope
studying
so.
abroad is the best way. Like, if you are new to traveling, I understand, like, mine and Cynthia's experiences need normal, right? Like, most people don't grow up having been to so many different places, right? So I think if you are passionate and you want to understand traveling, a great way to do that is to study abroad. Even if you do a summer program. I did that. I studied in Leiden. I forgot for a minute, but I did. I studied in Leiden for a summer before I moved here because I was looking at going to graduate school. I eventually did that. But that was sort of my way of trying to move abroad at the beginning. And I think that's another great way because they will sort out your visa. They'll help you with housing. You can maybe get a student job. You're going to have a community of other students. So if you have questions about studying abroad, ask your girl.
Yeah, for sure. So, even if the country that you want to go to does not have a program yet, you can always ask your school, can I reach out to that school? That's what I did because I so desperately wanted to go back to Indonesia because that's one of the countries where I feel is my home. And my major was in public relations, and I was just Googling like PR schools majors around the world, and it so happened to be one in Jakarta. And my school did not have a partnership with them yet. So I was like, don't you worry. I will arrange this. If they say yes, great.
You were being you.
Yeah, I said, a hustler. So I was like, if they say yes, great. If not, we move. Turns out they were like, we actually love this idea. And we were the first to go there, me with another girl. And we had an amazing experience. And they arranged our visas and all of that. And now this is a permanent option in my former uni.
Look at you
and now like
influencing
5-6 other generations or like school years of girls and guys lived in Jakarta and have this school exchange program.
I love that.
So you can, if there isn't an opportunity, create your opportunity. Yeah. If you don't try, you don't know, basically.
Well, that's the whole thing in life.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a game.
Another game.
We're going to play some games. Yes.
What is this game? Is this rapid fire?
Yes, rapid fire questions.
Okay. So that means we got to answer real quick.
Real quick.
So what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to play it?
I will ask the first question.
Okay.
Whoever's first is the most rapid.
Oh, like that.
So I'm gonna ask it to
You ask both of us.
She's gonna ask the question, and we have to answer right away. No, let me think about it.
No. That's quick. Yeah.
And if it's a pass, it's a pass.
I'm hyped.
Yeah, you're okay. Here we go. Okay. We're gonna start off easy.
How nice.
Have you ever gone skinny dipping while traveling?
Yes.
No comment.
Yes.
Oh, Lil.
I have.
that in the
It
first
was in
5
Greece.
minutes.
It was in Greece, in Kos. I don't remember the name of the beach. I don't remember the exact coordinates, but I did it.
I think
Yes,
every
girl.
beach I've ever
Let it
been
all
to.
out.
And it was with my mans at the time.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
We didn't do no touchy-feely. We were just free.
Oh.
Yeah. And there
You
were other
did it?
people around, too. I didn't care. I was like, I want to be one with the ocean.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
the way
I
to
love
do
it. I love this energy. Keep it up.
So I was. Yeah.
Freedom.
Skinny dipping is the way to go,
This girl
y'all.
has skinny dipped a lot, y'all. I
Every
didn't know why
pool,
she's
every
like, no
ocean.
comments.
Don't bring me near it if you don't want to see it, okay?
Really
Okay,
said she's
next.
a
I'm meant to be
mermaid,
free.
so.
Yeah.
Pick one: mountains, beach, or jungle.
Beach.
Beach with jungle fever.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. That's literally how I came to be.
Okay. This could give us a juicy story. I'm curious.
I'm ready.
Yes, you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Have you ever had an altercation that involved the police during a trip?
Yes.
Oh, no.
2
No?
times.
I'm surprised.
Tell
You
us.
go for-
You want to share?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Sure.
let's go.
I'm an open book, y'all, if you didn't know by now. Okay, first one that came to mind, I was living in Indonesia at the time. I am horrible at riding a scooter, and I had accidents like every 5 minutes. And this time around, I crashed into a taxi, and the taxi wanted to get money off of me, but I knew that I didn't do anything wrong in that moment. Sometimes they do this to trap like tourists.
Right.
They like pump the brakes. I hit the taxi, and then before I knew it, the police was there and was like, "You need to pay them 500,000, which is what, like 50 euros or whatever. I don't know." And I was like, "What for? Like, you pumped the brakes on purpose.
Yeah.
Why would I do it?" But that's a boring question. The juicy, the juicy answer is, it wasn't an altercation, but I did exchange numbers with the policeman.
No! While he was on duty?
While he was on duty, he was looking at the booty.
Oh.
So, no.
But how did it, like, he was like,
So this
girl.
is what happened.
Hey,
It's
girl.
a little story, okay? But I'll try and do it quick. So this was 2 years ago. I was in Paris with my girls in December.
Oh, I remember this story.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm trying to think back. Okay.
So I was in Paris, as one does, and we were staying at my favorite hotel, which is the Mama Shelter Hotel, and we had drinks downstairs, and we met some guys, and this guy was like, "Oh, let's go out and party and whatnot, and have
Sounds like
more
trouble.
drinks." So we were like, "Okay, cool, whatever." We go out to this like fancy bar, whatnot, and this guy got so drunk. So I was like, "Dude, you need to leave. You need to like drink aqua and dormir, baby, like sleep, because this is not it. This ain't cute." He left, and I was sitting on the terrace with one of my girlfriends, and all of a sudden the manager of the restaurant comes out in a hissy fit, was like, "Yeah, you're trying to leave the restaurant, but you still have, or the bar, you still have a tab open of 300 euros. And I was like, "What?" That dude, because we had each one drink, and that dude drank like crazy, and we thought he had paid, and with his friends, and so him and his friends left, so they left us with the bill, 300 euros.
Raggedy.
We were like, "What?" We paid it, whatnot, but while we were sitting there, like dealing with the manager, some other guys came, but they were really sketchy. So they made us feel unsafe, but they kept on following us everywhere.
Oh, no.
So we went into like a little bodega to get like a drink, like just to like pass time to kind of like lose them. But there was a big group of policemen in front of there. And then I was like, "You know what? We're going to stand by the police." But why I said we're going to stand by the police is because I saw a cutie. So I was like, we're going to just stand here and feel protected and safe.
Yeah.
And we'll see. And like, so it's not an altercation. It was more like, he was like, "Yeah, you cute too." And I was like, "Aren't you working?" He was like, "Mais chérie, I want your number." So I was like, "Okay, cool. Exchange numbers. We chatted for a little bit. This man caught feelings real quick, and then I was like, "Nah, ain't working for me." Bye-bye, au revoir. But yeah, those were my police altercations I can think of right now. I share too much, y'all.
Yeah.
Let me know if I should just shut my
No,
mouth.
don't. No.
We're going to do the
We
last
need more.
question.
Oh.
What's the weirdest thing you've eaten while abroad?
Oh, I know. Cow brain.
What?
Yeah.
Cow brain?
In Indonesia, you eat, again, Indonesia, you eat weird stuff. And then after going out, there was this like restaurant open, like a midnight restaurant, like after party, whatever type of stuff. And that was a restaurant that served all these weird little things. And my Indonesian friends were like, "Do you want a local experience?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then I ended up eating cow brain.
How was it?
I have a picture of it. I can maybe we can edit that picture
Oh,
into
God,
this
If you want to
episode.
see
And
a
you see me
cow
looking
brain?
like this.
No.
Oh no. But how did it taste?
It was but I wouldn't say I enjoyed it.
But was it like,
Yeah.
It was chewy,
oh, ugh.
No, not
and
for
it
me.
made me
Okay, okay, enough.
elevate my brain. You know?
Yeah,
I gotta
okay,
say,
enough,
I'm not that
enough.
adventurous. I mean, I'm adventurous with food, but I was vegetarian for so much of my life that I've avoided a lot of
Yeah.
these delicacies.
I mean-
but I've tried durian before, and a lot of people are disgusted by that.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you
What's
grew up in
that?
it
Indonesia,
smells.
that's
Yeah,
not
it's an
fair.
Indonesian fruit. It's the
It's
stinky
like a fruit that
Oh,
smells like
yeah.
feet,
Yeah.
and it tastes like feet too.
I had a bad thing in Taiwan as well. That was called called vomit soup or something.
Oh, God,
Stinky
please
soup.
no.
Stinky soup. Oh, that was so bad. Never again. But that wasn't a weird thing. It just smelled funky.
No.
But
I'm
yeah,
not
durian.
with that,
But durian is
man.
not scary, but just smells.
It smells so bad, and the fact that it's like banned from indoor spaces is a reason. No
Not
shade
to
if
do
you love
it.
it. Go ahead.
No,
and
but
do
no
that,
shade
but
at all.
I won't be
I
eating
just-
your portion.
I just
What
want
about
to
you,
be
though?
well, don't mess with my food. I just want to know that I have good food and that's it. I can take risk in terms of I can taste something.
Yeah.
Just for the experience, but I would never order a whole dish and depend on that for a meal.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
can't
into
do that. Food is too important to be bummed out
For
about.
sure.
Like no,
But
we're
what's
not
the best
doing
What's
it.
the best food?
Yeah.
Because immediately I
Drinks.
started thinking of best food, and it.
I
took
don't
me
know.
back.
I have a
I
lot,
of
best
good
food options,
Yeah.
but I think the best countries I've eaten before, besides Indonesia, because I know we tired about talking about Indonesia. Taiwan is really good. Besides of that stinky soup situation, Taiwan is really good. I had a great food experience in Portugal. Was not
Portugal,
that bad
yeah.
actually. Too.
Great
Portugal
food there.
aside,
South
Morocco
Africa.
is my best. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yes,
food
really good
and it
there.
was
How
cheap
can I
and it
Like
was.
that restaurant on the rooftop we went to.
That was La Salama that we
that
went
was so
to.
good.
That was
South
really
Africa
good.
had amazing food, and everything is like elevated gourmet. So good. And
like it.
Sicily,
Sicily too.
I'll
I
never
love my
forget
Italian food for sure.
Yeah.
pistachio, everything.
Yeah, pistachio is good. Oof, that makes me want to
Yeah.
travel. Let us
Uh-huh.
hope
Yes.
and pray 2021.
Let us pray.
Take us out of here.
What are your takeaways? Because now we are all in the travel mood. Is there something you want to share?
Well, travel responsibly.
Yes.
Right now, like in the circumstance that we are in, but hey, honey.
Hey, honeys!
Hey, honeys.
Guess what? Just like that, it's our last episode of Honey Talks Season 2. The season's wrapped.
That's right. It's a wrap.
We created Honey Talks to entertain, inspire, connect to our worldwide House of Notoire community.
We saw views coming in from the States and the Netherlands and South Africa and Indonesia and
And we hope that this season brought some joy to your day, wherever you are in the world.
Honey Talks is a true labor of love. That's right, honey. We created every single episode from beginning to end all by ourselves.
And with that being said, I want to say a huge thank you to Mike from the Artista for allowing us to record Honey Talk Season 2 in his incredible and beautiful space.
Rianne from Team Fidgix and our sound engineer and jingle wizard, Julian.
And of course, we have to give a huge shout out to each and every one of you. All of our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in, leaving comments, engaging in the conversation, and sharing our content. We appreciate you all so much.
If you have missed an episode, no worries. You can rewatch all of them right here on YouTube or listen to them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or go to our Anchor podcast station so you have a full overview of where you can listen to Honey Talks.
That's it for now. But we will be back soon, so make sure to stay tuned, like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode.
Enjoy the show, honey.
See you next season. Sayonara.